What's up, guys? Today we're going over 10 essential tools for every pro guitarist. So if you're a professional guitar player or an aspiring professional guitar player, these are tools that you'll want to have in your possession. Tool number one, a tuner, or really a pedal tuner. This is mostly for live gig situations. You need to tune in between songs. In most cases, these pedal tuners mute the signal while you're tuning. It just makes things a lot easier, and it doesn't have that clip-on tuner on top of your guitar, so everything looks normal. Number two, you want to have a variety of guitar picks. The biggest reason for this is for recording acoustic guitar. When you record acoustic guitar, the picks really make a big difference in the sound. In general, when I play, I usually use a thick pick, like a 1.0 or 1.2 or whatever. But if I'm recording acoustic guitar, especially strumming stuff, I like thin sound because you get that more percussive sound. Having a variety, especially when you're recording, gives you a lot more options for tone. But when you're just playing a gig, no matter what the gig is, just use whatever pick you're comfortable with. Number three, you want to have a decent tube amplifier. I know a lot of people these days are going digital, and there's nothing wrong with that, but for like big gigs and for recordings, I think it still sounds the best. So you need to have at least one good tube amp. I have a few myself. In fact, that's all that I gig with and all that I record with. I don't have any solid state except for practice amps. If you don't think tube amps are necessary, when's the last time you saw a famous band playing at a stadium or something and they didn't have a tube amp? And if you actually know any famous players that use all digital rigs, let me know. I am genuinely curious. Tool number four, an acoustic electric guitar. The reason you want one of these is so that you can gig with it and you can record with it. I'll use the same Martin acoustic electric guitar that I've had for a little while now for every situation, really. Recording, you just put a mic up to it and it sounds good, and you can just plug it in for a gig. You're playing an acoustic gig. If you had just a regular acoustic, you would need another guitar for live unless you mic it every time, but then that gets messy. And if you had just like an Ovation or one of those, it's like an electric body, but it has the hole in it. Those are not really useful for just acoustic situations. So you want like a typical, dreadnought style acoustic electric guitar. I think it's important to have. My acoustic electric Martin is the guitar that I gig with the most easily. Number five, invest in good guitar cables. There are a lot of bad ones out there. If you're paying $10, $20, it's probably not going to be that good. A lot of like the guitar starter packs that you buy for students, those cords are the first thing to go. They'll last, if you're lucky, like 3 months or something. Invest in some good cables and you won't need to buy them again for a long time. You might need to spend $50, $70, even maybe $100 or more. It depends what length you need, but it's well worth it. The more you spend, the longer it will last, and that is a sure thing. Number six, you want to have a set of Allen wrenches. Now, usually guitars come with whatever Allen wrenches it needs to adjust the truss rod, but it's good to also just have a set of wrenches. You never know when you're going to need to adjust your truss rod. You never know which guitar it's going to be. I teach lessons for guitar students, and they don't always save the Allen wrenches that came with their guitar because they don't even know what it's for. But a good quality set of those, it'll last you a lifetime anyway. So very much good to have. In fact, keep it in your bag at all times for gigs and whatever else. Bring it anywhere where you would bring your guitar. Number seven, you want to have at least one or a couple good quality guitar microphones. There are a lot of options out there, but the biggest reason you want it is for miking your electric guitar for live gigs. You can get some cheap, good mics such as the SM57 or a Sennheiser E609 or E906. There's a lot more out there. This is not a paid promotion or anything, but you want to get not only good microphones for electric guitar amps, but you also want to get a microphone that's good for acoustic if you record your own acoustic guitar. If you go to a studio, they'll have everything that they would need. But if you record on your own, then it's really important to have some decent mics. Number eight, extra 9-volt batteries. That's another thing to keep in your bag. Bring it wherever you bring your guitar, especially for gigs. Acoustic electric guitars often run on a 9-volt battery, and it's not something that you can plug into a pedal power supply or something. If you power your pedals with batteries too, then it's another reason to have that. Because you never know when your acoustic electric battery is going to die on a gig. It's happened to me before. That's why I always carry at least 2 9-volt batteries in my car. and I think one in my bag too. Number 9, always have extra guitar strings. So I'll buy electric guitar strings in like 10 packs, and I'll buy acoustic strings in at least 3 or 5 packs. You never know when you're going to break a string. They wear down quickly. You should really be changing your strings every, say, 3 gigs or whatever for electric guitar. Maybe a little longer for acoustic guitar. I'll do a few times a year for acoustic, even though I play a lot. They don't wear as quickly because I get the good quality ones for that. But anyway, extra guitar strings, you always need them. Make sure you have them in your bag with everything else for your gigs, for recording, etc. And number 10 is a capo. You want to have at least one capo. I actually have 2. This is the type of capo I use for acoustic guitar, and this is the type I use for electric guitar. The reason I have 2 different ones is because this one, it's really tight, so on acoustic you want that. It pushes the strings down all the way. But if I use this one on electric, it actually bends the strings a little bit. That's why I have this one where you can adjust how much it is pushing, and it won't be pushing too much. But I don't use this for acoustic because I find that it's not tight enough. Ideally, a capo for electric and a capo for acoustic, but one might be able to do you just fine. Jazz guitar players are going to say, oh, I don't need that. And that's true. Yeah, you don't need it for jazz at all, absolutely. But let's say you were playing just a pickup acoustic gig with a singer or something. They might need to change the keys on the fly or whatever. So you just move the capo up or down, depending on what key they want to sing it in. Another reason, let's say you're recording, doing a studio session for somebody, having just those open chords sounds better in a lot of cases than if you're barring every chord. Think of like a Tom Petty song where it's strumming the open chords. It sounds full and big and open compared to if you barred every chord. And it's a sound that people might want. So even if you might not play necessarily with a capo, for certain studio situations or fill-in gigs, it's useful. So I think it's good to have. So there you have it, guys. That's 10 essential tools for the pro guitarist. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.